All right. I think I've started streaming. I think. um, First things first, I'm gonna at least just place one notification. Okay, one notification. All right. The thing said I went live, so that's good. But as always, let's do the sound check. Uh, Wait, where's my browser to do the sound check? Okay, here we go. Hang on. I'm completely unprepared today. So, Chan, welcome in. How's it going? Chan, thank you for doing all of the things Oh my god, Chan, you're so fast. I wasn't even ready. I'm still checking to see if I am streaming and doing my audio check. All right. There's me clearing my throat. My audio check. It sounds gross. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I made myself sound gross with clearing my throat. But anyway, um, but hello, welcome. How's it going? Chan the Magic Man, welcome in. GipsonLens, welcome in. Barney of the Rubble, welcome in. How are you guys doing today? Requesting 3 rings. I'm sorry, I do not do linking rings because it is not card magic. However, funny story. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. Let me let me reserve my spot in the first because I will probably be doing a new trick first. But anyway, hi, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Sleight of Hand Sunday, and I yeah, I'm a little out of it because right before this, I was basically doing my YouTube video, and I was coming up with a new trick, basically. And as far as I could tell, nobody's done something like it. But I'll tell you about it in a second. A nude trick in terms of Barney of the Rubble. You know as well as anybody else that nobody wants to see this naked. That's but anyway, first things first, we're gonna put on cheating gloves as per usual. But if anybody's got the spray bottle, you could spray bottle Barney. Barney, you know very well. You know enough. All right, so let's see. I've had a pretty eventful weekend. Lots of kid events like kids' friends' birthdays and like fall festivals and things. We even had a big like town-wide super sale, so they call it the super sale. But basically, it's like a huge fundraising event for like the parent teacher student association for the town that I live in. And it's basically like a gigantic yard sale, and they host it at like the nearby university in like the school. Charlie's Beats, welcome in. How's it going? And so yeah, that was like sometime yesterday, and then there was a kid's birthday party today, which I did not attend. There was a school festival yesterday, and then a community festival today. So there's a lot of activities with the kids. So anyway, super busy. But I'll tell you a little bit about it in a little bit. If I don't do the eyes here, that'll be that. And then, all right, cool. Barney of the Rubble says, I'm new here. You know very well that you are not new here. All right. Okay, so let's get back to the whole, okay, 3 rings thing. All right, so funny story. Funny thing, I mentioned the super sale. So it happens annually once a year, kind of near the beginning of a school year. And hold on, I'm gonna hop back up here for this. Um, but last year I went for the very first time, and I purchased a set of linking rings. So I do have them. I've had them for a year, but they are upstairs. I've not practiced with them, And so I think I understand the principle of how to achieve the linking rings, given like the rings. And funny for people who have performed the linking rings, it's a set of like four rings that interlink and break apart with each other. There's some sleight of hand involved, but it I got two sets, and it was like $2, and I'm like, and they're like solid rings. Like these rings probably cost anywhere between like $30 to $50. Like, and so I was like, whoa, that's so cool. All right, so I've had these rings for a while. Nice request. Perhaps one day when I decide to do more than just card magic, it is at least within the realm of possibility because I have these rings from the super sale. Okay, Kicked RS, welcome in. How's it going? How are you doing today? Hopefully everybody has had a wonderful weekend. I am exhausted because we've done a lot of like family stuff and events. But um, let's see here. So I was quote unquote slightly late. I started stream like 1 minute late, but it was because I was recording my brand new trick that I basically came up with it right before. Well, I came up with exactly how I would do it like before stream, but it's been kicking around my head for like a week. Um, Kickdara says family stuff can be overwhelming. Oh yeah, absolutely could be. Charlie's Beats hype, yeah. Oh, an original. Oh yes. So the challenge that I posed to myself was, can I perform a trick in which the words that I say or the patter that I would use for the magic trick would be like lyrics to a song, like song lyrics, or could be like a nursery rhyme, right? And so that was kind of what I had posed to myself. Now I looked around online. There are not very many examples of this. One of them was excellent, and it was a guy who's apparently a DJ, and he basically clipped together a ton of songs where they call out a bunch of different numbers. And if anybody is familiar with the trick Sam the Bellhop, he would basically flip over the card that would be like the number in the song lyric. So it was like, the summer of '69, and then like like Jenny 86753, and then there wasn't like a zero, so you'd skip that 9, and it was just like, and he went through the entire deck basically doing that. And I'm like, wow, okay, that's cool. But I wanted to see if anybody else did, and I couldn't find another one. The next closest thing was like people reading poetry while doing that magic trick. And so, yay, a singing stream, says Barney of the Rebel. Yeah, Barney likes to troll me and ask me when I'm doing a guitar or singing stream. So, well, you guys are in luck because today my first trick is this brand new trick that I basically came up with. But I was thinking, because I spent so much time with my kid, um, maybe it would be nice to have a trick that she could enjoy, that she could watch, that isn't just me like talking about whatever. And so today, the first trick that I queued up is never done it on stream before. Literally never did it to anybody except for a camera in the past hour. So 2 hours ago, never done it before. But we are going to try it today. First trick on stream. And so let's start with that. And so let's jump over to Magic Screen. Okay, so I want to let you know that I call this trick Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It'll be very evident in a second why it's called Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And if it isn't, I'm sorry, I can't help you. But and if you're wondering if I'm going to sing it, the answer is yes. So here we go. All right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, sky, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are. And that, my friends, is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And that is brand new. As far as I know, nobody else has done anything like it. So there you go. Fresh off the presses. And yeah, basically came up with it myself. So you were muted, says Barney of the Rubble. I may be drunk, says Kicked RS, but I am impressed. Thank you very much, Kicked RS. Also, nice singing. Thank you, yes. I noticed that when I sing with this voice, it is not very good. But if I like match the pitch in my mind that I should be singing at, then it sounds nicer or not as horrible. So anyway, thanks for clearing that, Chan, and thanks for the random request. Dang, I missed it while double modding. No worries, Charlie. I recorded the YouTube version, and it's going up live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. So if you miss it here, you can either wait or you can catch the VOD, whatever you want. You might even be able to clip it and see it right now. So if you can just go back. But yeah, so it was Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Um, so anyway, so I'd like to talk a little bit about like the creative stuff that I did in there. So obviously, I changed the lyrics at the end instead of what you are to be where you are, because of course I make the star disappear at the end. Now there are cards that exist for magicians, and for example, it looks like this. So here is a star, but it usually comes in a set. And the set will have a bunch of different symbols. So like if you ever see these things, they are typically referred to as ESP cards. Not that they're used for actual ESP, but they're used as part of tricks that are used in mentalism. So you may actually see them. For example, Max Maven really liked mentalism tricks, and a bunch of them he would use these ESP cards. But they would basically just be simple shapes. Of course, I was thinking about using the Ace of Diamonds, but I was like, wait, I have a card that is literally a red diamond, which you may have remembered from such times as Color Monty. So I was like, let me just use that. Also, it's hugely contrasting to the star, so I was like, ooh, okay. And then, yeah, so that is all like the creative stuff that went into it. Now, all of the sleights that I've done, they're sleights that I've learned from like all sorts of other tricks. So for the magicians out there, inside baseball, like diminishing, the three-card Monte Color Monte sleights, the morph if you're familiar with Patrick Kuhn. So all of that stuff, I just kind of cobbled together for this presentation, and so that was, yeah. So there we go. We can call that one a crazy Asian original. So I definitely came up with that. So when I was recording, the most difficult part to me, I think, was pacing the song, because I'm like, oh crap, if I sing the song at like a normal tempo, it will be done before I'm done with all of the slides and like the tricks. So I'm like, I have to slow it down. So I slowed it down, and then you could tell that I think there was like a gap. So it was like slow, 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 gap, slow, slow, slow. Or at least I think that's what it would sound like in the playback. But guys, if you've been sitting around for a while and you have not hydrated, please hydrate. Today I'm having cherry herbal tea. Sorry, herbal tea. There's a frickin' H in it. If it, by the way, one's in chat if you've ever seen that comedy sketch, and two's if you have not. But I'm curious if anybody has seen that before. Otherwise, I'm just making jokes that nobody understands. Kickdars is having an IPA. Awesome. That's okay. I used to love beer. I would still love beer if I could have it more, but I can't have as much beer because I have a gout. So, Universe, welcome in. Hey, Crazy, how are you doing? I'm a noob in all of this, but is mentalism considered magic? I thought it was more like being psychologist. By the way, welcome in, Universe. How are you doing? And great question. I like your question. Um, so yeah, mentalism is considered a normal like sub genre of magic, and I thought it was more being like a psychologist. No, mentalism is a form of magic. Being a psychologist, you may use some mentalist techniques, maybe to like eke out information from like a particular patient or individual, but like in mentalism for magic entertainment, you would eke out that information to then use it to entertain. So that's kind of they might be kind of related, but really you hear mentalism in magic for the purposes of okay. So like one of the tricks that I perform like is called brainwave. And so the way that I present it is I'm basically trying to read your mind ahead of time, and so that we're going to be on the same brainwave. But um, that's not actually, of course, what is happening in during the trick. So let's see. Kicked RS said, "Oh, Ryan B, welcome in. How's it going?" Ryan B says, "I drink non-alcoholic." Yeah, that's fair. You drink whatever you like. No judgment here. Just don't drink anything dangerous, anybody, and everybody else drink responsibly. So Kickdar says, "I'm a musician, and my gig today gave me 4 bottles to go." Yo, awesome. So yeah, I've gotten bottles when way back. So here's the thing: I started Magic way too late in my life, so I was never able to get free drinks because of that. But I got drinks because like I cat sat my friend's cat. Like I don't know. Chan, thank you for shouting out Universe. Um, Universe, am I following you? Hold on, let me just double check. Just want to make sure. Universe, I'm not following you. Let me follow you, Universe. All right. Last you were playing Sky, Children of the Light. See, Barney the Rebel says mentalism is what they usually label magicians. Oh, I see. Okay. Let's see. Oh, got you. Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. So, man, we already covered a lot of stuff already. I used to believe mentalism. Yeah, so here's the thing, like there is a field of study, and I think it's like it kind of falls under the category of like psychics, but the most prominent one that people may have like come across and like they've made movies about it is remote viewing. And so like I forgot what was that movie Men Who Look at Goats or something. There was like some movie about that. So all right, okay, let's see here. Okay, we have a random request in the queue. Thank you for the request, Chan the Magic Man. I believe that was a random request. Hang on, I got to prepare for it. But yeah, so anyway, that is that is my Twinkle Twinkle Little Star trick. Hopefully you guys liked it. Okay, let's see. Oh wow, I haven't heard of remote viewing in ages, but since the dad of this area has passed away, such a fascinating topic. Oh yeah, so all right, so okay, before we do another trick, I've got to talk about this remote viewing thing. So there's actually a magician, and if you've seen like this magician on YouTube, he's actually tangentially interested in this topic and has tried to do it before. but if anybody's familiar with Chris Ramsey is a magician. Not only that, I got to meet him at MagicFest, not this year, last year. I got a selfie with him, but um, basically famous YouTuber magician, and he is Ram fam, says Chan. Chan, are you part of the Ram fan? All right. So, but Chris Ramsey has done some other topics on his YouTube channel, and he's done remote viewing. So he actually went into like a program, and I think for like 60 days he was trying to remote view. And if you're super interested, like I watched a handful of things. I don't think I watched everything, but he was what I would consider mildly successful. Yeah. So KickedRS says, "Oh yeah, I love his channel. Awesome." So KickedRS, you're aware of Chris Ramsey. Yeah. So Mike 2600, how's it going? Welcome in. Is that like an out of body experience? Um, so I think the way that they describe it is if you are into remote, well, if you can perform remote viewing, um, it I guess they subjectively feel that it's kind of like an out of body experience. There is another concept that is tangentially related, but is not exactly. I think remote viewing is less the out of body experience, but it can have that feeling. I don't know. I've never done it, so. But there's this other one, and this is more like supernatural or like metaphysical, but astral projection. So that one is definitely like an out of body experience, but it is a lot less based in any sort of scientific experimentation or anything that, as far as I know, anything has been done. KickedRS says, I like his puzzle box videos. Yeah, KickedRS. If you're into puzzle box videos, Chris Ramsey puzzle box videos, premium stuff. Yeah. Mike 2600 says, sounds trippy. Mike 2600, were you here at the beginning of the stream? Because I did one trick already, and it's the trick that's going to go live tomorrow on my YouTube. But it was the idea that I had for the nursery rhyme song lyrics thing. So I was not just tuned in. Oh, all right. Okay, you'll either have to check out the VOD or wait until tomorrow. I'll remember to send the performance to you tomorrow. So, all right. Okay, so here we. What am I doing here? Here we go. Okay, so we have the four queens. I've set aside the four queens. Now I want to, so here we go. So we have the queen of spades, the queen of diamonds, the queen of clubs, and the queen of hearts. Now let me leave the queens over here just for a second. If you were here, I could ask you to cut the deck. I would like you to cut about 3/4 of it off and place it here. If you were here, you could cut about 3/4 of the deck, and it would be, you could go up and down a little bit. I'm not like controlling it. You could actually cut wherever you would like. And then here, I would either ask the next person or the same person to cut about 2/3 of the deck off of here. So let's say they cut there. And then the last cut, I would like somebody to cut about half of this, and we'll place it down here. All right, so there we go. All right. Chan, thank you for shouting out Mike 2600. Guys, you're not following our friend Mike 2600. He is a magician and has performed magic on his stream before, but usually Mike 2600 is a DJ. So please give Mike 2600 a follow. KickedRS says, I've been trying since then and never got it again. Looked online, no answer. Oh, you have a 12-piece cross puzzle that I see. That's weird. Alstro Art, welcome in, Alstro Art. How's it going? Welcome back. All right, so what I want to do with each one of these places where we cut, I want to mark each one with one of these queens right here. And so I'm going to place a queen onto each one of these, like so, and like this. And we're just going to mark each one with a queen. And so there we go. Now, we need, you know what? I have ESP cards for this. We're going to go ahead and pull one of the ESP cards. So this card is the star from the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star earlier. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the star to ferry cards from these piles down to this pile. So each one of these queens are now traveling along with this star because they don't know where the star is and they want to follow it. But if you didn't notice, this star has now just pulled the queens all from these piles down to this pile. I know, if you don't believe that, that's okay. We're going to show you that right now all of the queens are here because look, here's the queen of clubs, which by the way, if you ever doubted the queens, this is Chan the Magic Man, queen of clubs, a.k.a. one of the mods in chat, also one of the other few magicians on Twitch. Here's the queen of hearts, the queen of spades, and the queen of diamonds. And oh yeah, by the way, if you were here, not only were you really good at cutting, I don't know if you knew, but you actually also cut to an amazing, unfathomable, astronomically impossible 4 aces, because look, we have the ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, ace of hearts, and ace of spades. And that, my friends, is birds of a feather. Chan the Magic Man, thank you so much for that request. Super Kaner, yo, my bro, crazy. Hey, Jimmy, how's it going? Finally can catch your stream. Welcome in. How's it going? All right. So, yeah. Let's do shout. There's a bunch of people in chat. So let's shout people out that we haven't already shouted out. But yeah, everybody follow everybody. Everybody seems cool. So, all right. Guys, if you're not following our friend and mod, Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Chan, one of the other few magicians on Twitch that has a regular magic schedule. And Chan is usually does magic streams on Monday nights, so follow him to check out Magic Mondays. All right, guys, you're not following our friend and mod, GipsonLens. Please give GipsonLens a follow, a.k.a. Bert, but plays piano. Hey, bang! Jimmy, I know, you just calm down. All right. Sorry, I had to do it. Yeah, it's okay. No worries. But, hey, E-Room, welcome in. How's it going? By the way, E-Room is starting to become the primary user of the bang, and we make jokes about E-Room getting bangs in before the end of stream. So that anyway, where was I? Okay, guys, if you're not following our friend and mod GipsonLens, please give GipsonLens a follow. Pianist, plays a bunch of VGM, popular music, esoteric music, sight reads from songbooks that he has, and also has composed a lot of his own originals. So please give GipsonLens a follow. Guys, we're not following our friend Charlie's Beats. One day Charlie's Beats may stream again, but as we all know him as the music Twitch famous chatter. All right, I gotta get all those words right because it almost still doesn't roll off the tongue. But that's like my official title for Charlie at this point, because I always see him in other music streams that I hang out in, pretty much always. So. Let's see. Guys, you're not Kicked RS. Are you streaming anymore? Or guys, if you're not following Kicked RS, please give Kicked RS a follow. I know Kicked RS has streamed before. Kicked RS is a musician and has streamed before. I don't know if it's like if you've done live stuff, but nah, I do Brazilian interviews. Oh, okay, all right. Oh yeah, and Kicked RS lives in Brazil, so let's see. Actually, good to see you as Kicked RS. I haven't seen you in a while because so. I used to mod for HutchMD. I technically still mod for HutchMD, but like I haven't seen Hutch stream a music stream for a long time. I He's still around because I see him in the Discord, but otherwise I don't know if he's doing music. I don't know what's going on, but neither here nor there. You know, I'm not gonna like guilt. Look, I understand anybody who wants to either take a break or not doing what they want to do. Like, you know, Twitch is a commitment. So, but that's basically where I know Kicked RS from. So. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, yes, of course. From the earlier, if you're not following our friend Universe, please give Universe a follow. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through. Guys, if you're not following Mike 2600, please give Mike 2600 a follow. DJ, but also magician. He has done magic on stream before, but he's mostly a DJ on Twitch. So, okay, cool. I think we got through all those. All right. So, and then let's see. Um, Jimmy, are you like streaming again or not or what? And then, guys, you're not following our friend Eroom Kim. Please give Eroom a follow. Eroom, also known as the Pope of Indiana. Eroom likes to maybe sometimes do in real life streams, likes to open random things, packages, also may do community games. So you never know what you're going to get with Eroom. All right, cool. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Kickdar says, yeah, long time no see Hutch. Yeah, so I do see. So I know that Hutch is still alive because I see him in the Discord and he's playing games. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. He's hopefully he's deciding what he wants to do if he's gonna come back to streaming. I'm not gonna badger him about it. Let's see here. It was his birthday yesterday. What? What? It was Eroom's birthday yesterday? Eroom, was it your birthday yesterday? E-Room, if it was your birthday yesterday, I have to do a trick for you. All right, so let's see. Wait, what's in the queue right now? And let's go ahead and... Okay, I think we're caught up with all the shout-outs. October 19th. Oh, it was! Okay, all right. So, all right, E-Room. We're gonna put... I just realized I don't have my own song list open. Or, sorry, trick list. But let's put something in. Let me see. For E-Room. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this, and just make sure it is for E-Room. Okay, cool. All right. All right, E-Room, I'm gonna throw a trick into the queue. Hopefully you're okay. It is not up next, but all right. Okay. All right. Next up, we have a request from Mike 2600. Mike, thank you so much for the request. Let me prepare my body for this trick. I also have to remember how to do it. And I have to prepare as well. But anyway, how's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody had a wonderful weekend. Let me know how your weekend went if anybody wants to share. And if not, what is your favorite nursery rhyme? Because that ties in with the first trick that I did today, and perhaps I need some inspiration for the next nursery rhyme. So let me know, guys, while I prep for this trick. And Mike, you requested this. Mike has signed the 2 of clubs, so we're going to try and use the 2 of clubs in this trick as well. And we'll go from there. But let's see. Kickdar says, it's past midnight in Brazil. Gotta work tomorrow. See you, dude. I'll be back in your stream. All right, Kickdar. Well, thanks for stopping by. Have a glorious night. Take care. All right. Okay. All right. Cool, cool. Eroom says, you have to check out Alky's new trick where he puts a finger through a 2-liter bottle cap. It's pretty... Oh! Oh, Alchmutation is actually doing a new trick now. Excellent. Cool, that is good to hear. Okay, let's see. All right. So yeah, have a great night, Kickdar. Boa noite. I don't speak Portuguese real well. Sorry. I'm sorry if I butcher anything in Portuguese. All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. Alki is great magician name. I assume it's alchemy. Oh, Alki is close. Is short for alchemutation. Alchemutation. So alchemutation is actually a mod for many of Twitch Magic. When I when I saw that he was a mod for basically all the other magicians, I'm like, alchemutation. I totally don't want to impose on you, and if you don't want to mod, I mean, so I made him a VIP here, but um, yeah, so he is the #1 raider into this stream. So, all right, okay, here we go. Mike 2600. So we have a packet of cards. Now here we don't actually need to count the number of cards in this packet to know what they are, because if we look at any of the cards in this packet, they are all fours. And so if we go ahead and if I just keep all of these fours here, but actually all I have to do is drop off one of the fours, and now I will have 3 cards in this packet. Because now if you take a look, here's a 3, and here's a 3, and then here's a 3, but if we remove this 3, now we have 2 cards in this packet. And these 2 cards are actually both 2s. And actually, yeah, so. But now if we remove a 2, there's now 1 card in this packet. And you would guess that it's a 2, but it's actually an ace. And that, my friends, is a countdown packet. Mike 2600, thank you so much for the request. Hopefully you enjoyed. Yeah, guys, if you didn't know, Mike 2600 is a graphic designer, and he has actually worked with a famous magician. Actually, thank you so much for the applause. Mike 2600 says, "Oh, that's a good one. From Principia?" Yes, that is from Principia. So, guys, Mike 2600 has actually worked directly with this magician, Hairpan Ong, on the design of the deck, right? The Hairpan Ong's deck, and thank you kindly for the claps. And what Mike and I are talking about is that Hairpan Ong has put out a book called Principia, and this trick is in that book. So I own this book. It's actually one of my few magic books. I actually don't have that many magic books, but I mean, I guess I used to say I don't have many, but I've probably grown my collection. I have a few now. So anyway, Universe says what? Hopefully, I got the correct emotion behind that. E-Room says, nice. Thank you kindly for the applause and the claps. All talk, no games. Super keener. And thank you for the claps. E-Room, Universe, Chan the Magic Man. And welcome in All Talk, No Game. How's it going? How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. All right. So, let's see here. That was countdown. All right. Next up, we have a request for Impulse Card Trick. All right. Man, I know that Charlie has seen me, I think, struggle with this one in the past. So, whether he's doing it because he wants to see me struggle again, or he's just like keeping me up because this is relatively new that I added to the trick list, but it's been around for a while, long enough. I don't inherently just know how to do it, but I do have some notes that I'm going to refer to in a second once I to do it correctly. But yeah, actually, for anybody who's been around on stream for a while and knows that I have been working on this, but for anybody who's a musician out there, you know how if you learn enough music and you learn theory and you're given like a piece of sheet music, you could conceivably read the sheet and then know how to perform the piece of music on your instrument. And I've had this thing where I'm like, how come Magic doesn't have that? Or not even all of Magic, but just like, how come Card Magic doesn't have it? Because like you could standardize a lot of Card Magic, in my opinion. And sure, you might achieve something a little bit differently, but like you could be able to get some notation down that just says, hey, this is like the way you would go from this transition to the next transition, right? And so like that's kind of like an idea, and I started fleshing this idea out recently, like starting over the summer. And so I've only like made, I'm calling it Sleight reading because it's basically, you're reading sleights, but I've kind of formalized it a little bit. But all right, so right now I'm just trying to look for the setup of this trick because but I haven't done this trick as far as like encoding it in my like magic sheet, but okay, all right. So let me see here. We have boom, 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 boom. Okay. Oh, and I forgot. This is like the old way. Yeah. So I've actually changed changed up how I've done this a little bit. Um, okay. All right. Cool. So we do this. We do this. All right. I'm just gonna rehearse this really quick, guys. So hopefully this is a-okay. Because I do not want to mess this one up. Oh god, I've already messed it up. Hold on. Well, good thing I didn't do that on camera. That would have been I don't want to say embarrassing because I knew the weakness, my weakness here. And of course I made, I had to do this last time too. I had to refer to my own performance of the trick. Luckily I have it linked right here. So hold on tight, guys.
Hobbies. Now, for anybody
You
who
may
actually
hear
keeps one
my
of these
voice.
queens
This is
wants
just my
to share
YouTube
their
video.
specific hobby with all the other queens, and
Uh,
for their hobby, we have four, and we have, and we have, and we have thing
Man,
their
I
four
say, and we have a lot, don't
to
we?
bring the four. One of their
Okay. Right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So let me just double check and make sure that this is what we are expecting. Um, Jeez. Charlie's Beats, you drive a hard bargain. I should either probably practice this one or like. Okay, so let's see. At the end, we have this. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm watching my own performance to reference how to do this trick. Okay. All right. I think I've got it. Wait. Boom, boom, and then boom. I still don't understand where I do this. Let's see. Gives an incoming crazy book. Magic Sheets 101. Oh, that would be really good. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So, we're going to be doing something like this. All right, hold on. I got to get this part right because if I don't, this will be horrible. Boom, 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 boom. Nope. Char- Charlie's lolling at me. Charlie. Charlie. Let's go to Candy Mountain, Charlie. Ones if you guys know that reference. It's an old meme. It's like I don't even know if how widespread internet culture or if it was like the beginning of like internet culture. Like thanks for the lurk, GipsonLens, and thank you for the lurk, Chan the Magic Man. Okay, I'm trying to remember the. Oh my god. Okay. I see what I'm doing wrong. I'm definitely doing something wrong. So okay, all right. hold on. Referring to setup, I see, and this is what, okay, you know what? I'm definitely going to be encoding this one in my system after, well, maybe not right after stream. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, because of all tricks, this is definitely the trick that I need it for. So, da 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 da. Okay, and then okay, then I would do this, that, and then that. Okay. All right. So, boom, 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 and boom. I'm sorry, guys. This is okay, and then I would do this, and then I would do that. Is that right? Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right. Yep, all right. I got it. Okay, I hope I got it. And then, okay, let me make sure I'm set up here. Jeez, this is actually this is probably the worst I've had. I'm like, I really don't remember this part of the trick. Like, okay, okay. But otherwise, I think it'll be fine once I do it. Okay, all right. Here we go. And then we're going to turn these over. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. Okay. All right. Here it is. Now or never. I may embarrass myself or reveal the secrets of magic. So here we go. Let's fingers crossed. All right. Let me switch over to Magic View. All right, guys. I have 4 2s and 4 kings. So here's what we're going to do. I would like to. So here's a 2. There's a 2. Here's a 2, and then there's a 2. Okay, so we're going to leave the kings over here, and I have the 2s over here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn one of these 2s face down, because there we have a face down 2. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and turn a second 2 face down, because look, here it is. We have 2 face down 2s. I'm going to turn a third one face down like this, because now we have 3 face down 2s. And then finally we have 4 face down 2s like this. That's funny that maybe that there were 2s here, because if I show you, take a look. These actually are not the 2s. I've swapped them with the kings, because if I show you, look here, these are actually all kings. All of these are kings. ZD Major 7, thank you so much for the raid. How are you guys doing? I'm currently in the middle of a trick, so hang on. This is so good, says Judy. All right. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm gonna wait for all the emotes. So, okay, where were we? All right. So I just have to check something really quick. All right, so here we go. So yeah, here's all 4 of these, and then what we have here is a an attempt to do something awesome, except I think I'm probably gonna get messed up between like the raid and my setup for this, because I've missed a step. But you know, maybe I can salvage this. No, no, there's no salvaging this. This is unsalvageable. All right, so let me just grab a card here really quick, and then let me grab another card really quick, and then we'll just call it a day. and then we'll pretend that this was an amazing trick, okay? Okay, guys. So after I do the reveal here at the end, so you would think that perhaps by the end of this trick, thank you kindly for the follow, Violet Evie, how's it going? That all of the cards would be together, the four kings and the four twos. But if I spread, they're actually all together. I mean, they're alternating because look, here's a king, there's a two, there's a king, there's a two, there's a king, there's a two, there's a king, and two. But what you may not realize is that not only that, each two is paired with its correct king because look, with the two of clubs is the king of clubs. With the two of hearts is the king of hearts. With the two of diamonds is the king of diamonds. And with the two of spades is the king of spades. But wait, there's more. Not only that, not only were they paired up, but none of the twos were red because look, the twos were actually blue-backed the entire time. All right. And that, my friends, is a very scuffed and impulse card trick. So anyway, if anything, Charlie's Beats has given me some homework, so we will make that a boss trick because I don't think I did that to my satisfaction, truly. But anyway, so welcome in, Raiders. How's it going? ZD Major 7, welcome in. You have to raid and run? Oh, okay. All right. So, guys, if you're not following our friend ZD Major 7, please give ZD Major 7 a follow. ZD Major 7, a musician, part of an orchestra, usually plays VGM on piano, and also a friend of all of the Twitch musicians that we are friends with. So please give ZD Major 7 a follow if you're not already. Thank you kindly for the raid. And welcome in, everybody. Hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian, spelled this weird way. Actually, wait, I got the really cool. Hold on. Let's switch to this. Crazy Asian, spelled this really weird way. And I like to perform sleight of hand card magic on Twitch. I mean, except for that last trick, which was really hard. So, welcome in, Violet, Evie, and ZD Major 7. I'll talk no. Oh wait, I'll talk no. He could do magic. Yeah. Okay, all right, guys. If you did not know what we do during hype trains here, it's that we have to perform magic as fast as possible. So let's just give people a bunch of magic tricks all at once. All right. First things first. If you were here, you could select a card. It doesn't matter which card it is. A lot of these are signed anyway as well. So it doesn't matter that I know what it is because here we're just gonna go ahead and reveal. It is the three of clubs. So now, guys, we are now connected. So anyway, yes, Violet, Evie, you and I know each other from Hutch. Yep. I mod Hutch. Well, I used to mod. Long story. We'll talk about Hutch in a second. All right. So three of clubs. So now we're magically connected to three of clubs. Let me go ahead and place this into the middle of the deck. So now let me go ahead and snap. That's going to bring three of clubs back up to the top of the deck. I know it's super weird, but look, is that weird? This could be signed. Look, I'm going to go ahead and grab it and place it in the middle of the deck again. Importantly, I hear Expanse, GipsonLens. Yes, this is Expanse. Correct, Obi-Wan. By the way, welcome in, Obi-Wan. That's not the card. We didn't snap yet. Because now that's going to bring the three of clubs back up to the top. I know, is that weird? That's super weird, right? That should not happen. It's a little bit bizarre. But look, I'm going to go ahead and leave it sticking out. You could have signed it, but we'll know that it's the same one because it's the only one in this deck. I'm going to go ahead and place it in the middle of this packet, place this whole packet into the middle of this packet, and then I'll show you it's not on the top, it's not on the bottom. But look, if I snap, it goes from the middle back up to the top. I know, that's super weird, right? That should not happen. Alright, okay, next up, for those of you who don't know me too well or haven't been here before, that was one of the tricks that I show like random people when I first approach. But let's do something with all of the threes. So I have 4 threes. I want to do something interesting with these threes. If I go ahead and I want to turn them all face up, but only one card at a time, like this. But if I did it like that, that would be cheating because that's how normal people would do it, and I have to do it a little bit more magically. So I'm going to hold the packet, give it a magical twist. That magical twist will turn the three of hearts face up. I know. Super weird. Don't break your gaze. This is the part that gets people. If I give it another magical twist, the three of hearts will turn itself face down, and the three of clubs will turn itself face up. I know. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? So now if I hold the packet, give it another magical twist, three of diamonds should turn itself face up. Now we have one more to hit up. Which one is it? I think it's the three of spades, right? However, I think it's a little bit tired from the last trick because, it was jumping up to the top of the deck. So if we take a look, all the cards face down right now. Even if I give it one magical twist, it's probably a little too tired. It will not turn itself face up. But for anybody who's playing along, if you are on desktop, go ahead and click directly on the screen. It will put a heat map almost exactly, it will be exactly like this, and we'll try and give it some more magic. So give more magic to this packet, and then we'll see if that's enough to turn up the next, the ace of spades. So let's go ahead and okay, we got three heat maps. Ready? Oh, sorry, not the ace of spades. The three of spades. There it is. Man, I usually do this trick with aces, so that's the part that gets. But yeah. So anyway, that is another trick. All right. Okay, so let's see. Something else that we are going to be doing now. I found the two jokers. The two jokers will help us out with this. Let's go ahead and shuffle. And let's go ahead and use these two jokers to find some cards. They're really good at finding certain cards. They just saw that we did a 4-3 trick, 4-3s trick. So they want to find a bunch of threes because look, they just went and found one of those threes. I know. Let's go ahead and, I know if you missed it, let's go ahead and have them do it again, but we'll do it again in a different way. So here, we're just going to riffle through the deck, and they're going to extract one, and the one that they extract also happens to be a 3. Is that strange? That's super strange, right? Some people believe that the jokers have to be face up in order to do this trick, but look, if I turn them face down, they can also do it while face down because look, they found a 3 face up. Is that strange? That's super strange, right? And then finally one more. And look, if we take a look, they have found another 3. They found all 4 threes. That's bizarre. Okay. Alright, so these 4 threes, they're going to be trying to rob a rob a bank. And oh man, this epic music ending. And then they're starting a new trick. Alright. I think, was that good? Was that good? Okay, alright. Woo! Okay, guys. All right. So that was. Thank you kindly for the hype train, everybody. So let's see. Let me just go back and just see. ZD Major 7. Thank you so much for the resub, and Violet Evie or Evie. Thank you so much for the resub. Greatly appreciate it. Which kicked off the hype train. So. Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, that's what we do during hype trains here. We just do as much magic as fast as possible. I was not ready for that, so thank you. All right. Okay, let me catch up with stream. Yes, Violet. Is it Evie or Evie? Violet Evie. Okay. Let's see. Holy. All right. So holy crap! Finally, Crazy Asian stream. Yep. So here I am. I do sleight of hand Sundays on Sunday normally. This was an amazing trick. Thank you, ZD Major 7. Greatly appreciate it. I'll talk no game. He can do magic. Thank you. That's a callback to the Crazy Asian theme song, which somebody else came up with. Thank you kindly for the applause and the claps. Obi-Wan, Universe. Let's see. Violet, Evie came here from ZD7, but know you from Hutch. Yes. Okay. So. Yeah, Hutch hasn't streamed for a while, so as far as I know, he's okay because he's playing video games in his Discord, but he hasn't done a music stream in a while, so yeah. Obi-Wan says, I hear Expanse. Yes, so I asked GipsonLens if I could use Expanse as raid music, or not raid music, as hype train music, because, it hypes me up. So that version of Expanse is... So first of all, for anybody who's not familiar with Expanse, our friend and mod GipsonLens composed Expanse, and basically is that. But I cobbled together my own version, which is the 2 released versions, quote unquote released. One of them is the released version, and the other one is a solo piano version that GipsonLens plays. And I combined them. I basically made them have a baby in my very, very poor. I'm not a music editor, so I didn't know how to combine them. So I combined them as best as I could into that version. mostly because I needed it to be 5 minutes. So, but yeah. And so that is the Expanse hype train. Let's see. We got some. Thank you for the emotes and the reactions. Violet Evie says, "Whoa!" and Universe has celebrates, and Alstro Art with the Donald shake, and the emotes and the hype from GipsonLens. Thank you kindly for the claps. Violet Evie, E Room Universe, Alstro Art. Woo! Wait, so what happened? Okay, okay, cool. Oh yeah, Evie. Okay. Oh, like Pokemon, Eevee. All right, there we go. These are my two daughters' names. Ah, okay, got it. Anyway, thank you so much for the support and the sub. ZD Major 7 and Violet. And also thank you for the raid, ZD Major 7. Once again, guys, if you're not following our friend ZD Major 7, please give ZD a follow. All right. Woo! Okay. Okay. Woo! All right. Let me breathe for a second. Also, if anybody's been sitting around for a while and you have not hydrated, please hydrate. I'm having a cherry herbal tea. And then, let's see here. And then I was going to be doing a birthday trick for E-Room. Oh, and E-Room's also requesting one. And then Turkey Blaine says, "Hey, all sneaking in for a little magic action while at work." Well, thank you for sneaking in, Turkey Blaine. Hopefully your work night goes very well. Let's see. So what I was going to do was I was going to make sure that I put Impulse Card Trick onto my homework list as a boss trick because I should know better. Impulse Card Trick, how to do it at this point. Um, and then, all right, and now we're going to, you know what, E-Room, let me do your request first, and then we'll do your birthday trick after. So we'll do this first, and we'll go from there. Okay, hang on tight. I've got to find some cards. But anyway, guys, we didn't know it was our friend E-Room's birthday yesterday, so it's got to be. I'm going to be following this trick up with another trick for E-Room for his birthday, so it'll be a birthday trick for him. But not before I do this one because I've got to do this one. Okay. All right. And okay. So far, yes. All right. Awesome. Good to hear, Turkey Blaine. Good to hear. All right. So here we go. We have the four aces. Let me introduce them to you. So we have the ace of clubs, the ace of hearts, the ace of spades, and the ace of diamonds. So I'm going to leave the ace of spades out like this because we are going to be using the ace of spades as the leader ace. And we're going to be using the leader ace to try and collect all of the aces all into the same place. So Um, okay. So let me see. I have to remember this part of the trick because this is the hard part of the trick. How do I set up and how do I do anything? So I always forget because do I put three cards on here or do I put three cards? Do I flip this face down? I keep on forgetting. So this is the part that's like, okay, hold on. All right. So here, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and place a card down here next to our ace of spades. And we're going to place three other cards with this one, with this card. And now we're going to try and make this ace swap places with this card. So here we go. I don't know if you can see that, but look. That ace has jumped down here because look. If I show you, there's no aces here. And that ace, well, we knew that the ace of spades was here. The ace of hearts has hopped down here. All right, here we go. Alchemmutation, welcome in. How's it going? My dudes! Hi, all, says Alchemmutation. I'm just going to place a random card down here with the aces. I'm going to place 3 other cards with this ace, and we are going to try and use snappage action to try and swap the ace with this card. And hopefully I think it's done, because now if we take a look, none of these are aces, because that has hopped down here. The ace of clubs, speaking of Alchemmutation, has just hopped into chat, is also the signer of the ace of clubs. By the way, if anybody wants to sign a card to help support the stream, you may. And also, if anybody ends up requesting a trick and you have a signed card, if possible, I will try and use your card as part of the trick. Okay, cool. Now, some people are wondering, hey, there might be some shenanigans afoot, and to that I would say, yeah, you're watching a sleight of hand card magic stream. But look, if you were here, you would see that there is indeed an ace of diamonds right here, and we're going to leave that up there while we place the 3 aces, the other 3 aces down here. Now, if you were here, I could have you place your hand on top of the ace of diamonds. Just to make sure that I don't do anything fishy. But also I'm going to add a few cards to that. Now, at the end of this trick, I promise that all of the aces will be together. But now you're probably wondering how it would be, because let me go ahead and place this card down here. And once again, 1, 2, 3. And if you were here, you could remove your hand and look at these 4 cards yourself. I do not have to touch these. However, since you're not here, and this mouse was only simulating your hand. This is actually my mouse that's controlling this right now. You could flip these over, and you would see that, sure, you would see that this is the ace of diamonds, but here's the ace of clubs, the ace of hearts, and the ace of spades. Now you're probably wondering, wait, what cards are these? And a normal guess would be, oh, they're very random cards. Well, a lot of the times magicians want to make them be very excellent matches, but since the best match in most games is already over here, the second best is the 4 kings. And so here, king of clubs, king of diamonds, king of spades, and king of hearts. And that, my friends, is Hitchcock aces. All right. Woo! Thank you kindly for the wow and the nice one, E-Room. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you so much for that request. Thank you kindly for the claps and the applause. Hopefully you enjoyed. All right, so let me get ready for a trick for E-Room. This might be a minute because I'm gonna try to get it custom. Let me customize it for E-Room. Let me see how I can make it special. Alchemmutation flips the table. Oh, Alchemmutation. Somebody mentioned earlier that you were doing a new trick. Are you putting your finger through a bottle cap now? Is that what the new trick is? I'm just wondering. So let me know. That's just a rumor until you confirm. And then I guess after you confirm, it would no longer be a rumor. I guess that's how rumors work, right? Like, I have mastered finger foo. All right. E-Room says, I was bragging about you, Craig, lol. Oh, thanks, Mike. All right. Cool. Let me see here. Let me... Man, I have not done this trick in a hot minute, and also I think this trick was actually a boss trick, so slightly nervous because it could also go badly. Let me see here. Okay, all right. So let me see here. We've got that finger fu is greater than kung fu. Says, whoa, whoa, whoa. E-room. You just want to get that banging, didn't you? Alchemy says, I strengthen my fingers for guitar and can now penetrate a bottle cap in a single pointed motion. Ah, wait. So when you pull your finger back out, does it is the bottle cap like whole again, or did you actually destroy the bottle cap? I'm just curious because are you I want to know if this is on the level of like crushing cans on your head kind of thing. Okay, all right. For the record, this is a boss trick. So yeah, we're going to have to do the boss trick thing. All right. Okay. All right. He throws Cap up in the air and then stabs through it with his finger. Oh, I see. Got it. All right. So for anybody who follows along with whether I do boss tricks or not, this trick is a boss trick because I messed it up sometime long time ago, and I have not done it for many streams. It's carried over as a boss trick for many streams, and nobody requested it, and I didn't bring it up. So now, let's see. Bottle cap. Okay, so Alchemy Mutation says bottle cap is punctured and remains so. A restore would be so sweet, dude. If you can restore the bottle cap, that would be so dope. like like a finger foo master. That's right. Man, every time I read foo, I'm thinking like F you. All right. Okay. All right. So here we go. First things first, E-Room. We're going to be using this deck of cards. So this deck of cards is a bunch of letters. If you've never seen me use it before, there's a bunch of letters in this deck. And so we're going to be using this deck for the trick. All right, and this trick is for you. Alchemmutation says, Nom, I will PM you on Discord. All right, yeah, sure. All right, next we're going to need a card selected. So actually, let me just break it here. And um, if we can have, let's see, E-Room, are you? E-Room, if you're on desktop, go ahead and click directly on the screen on one of these. That will be your selection. And then we will proceed with this trick. So let's see. Alchemmutation is Lamau. All right, so here we go. We have this as the selection. All right, cool, excellent. So let me just scoop up the rest of these, and that is that. Now, next, what we're going to do is we're going to cut this deck up into about 4 equal parts. So here's 1. They don't have to be exactly equal. They can just be roughly equal. 2, 3, and 4. All right, there we go. And now I'm going to go ahead and flip over 2 of these piles. So here we go. Boom. And now we're going to do something unfathomable. We're going to shuffle face up into face down cards. Face up into face down cards. So here we go. We're really going to be shuffling face up into face down cards. You can see this is going to pain me more than it pains you. Okay, let's do it again. And then one last time. Here we go. So now we have a complete mess. What does this mess represent? Well, it represents the life of a man, the life of the Pope of Indiana, the life of E-Room. You know, so this is actually a real story. So I was visiting Indianapolis earlier this year for Gen Con, and E-Room and I were messaging on Discord trying to see, hey, is there a time we can meet up? And E-Room was telling me basically life advice to basically hey, this is what you should and shouldn't do. Be safe, take care of yourself, and and legitimately that was what E-Room was telling me, and I'm just like, Wow. Well, thanks, Eroom, for all of this, and I greatly appreciated that. Unfortunately, we couldn't find a time that met up. I had a very aggressive schedule, and so. Um, but at the end of the day, you know, we decide to just work everything out together, and also at the end of the day, after Eroom finds a way to slice his life into very organized things. And as part of this trick, we should now be able to find Eroom's card. Oh, wait. Eroom, we never lost your card. Also, Eroom, we never really showed you your card. Okay. For anybody who doesn't know, anytime I mess up on stream, I have to bring out the true magical talent of the stream. For anybody who doesn't know, the true magical talent of the stream. So, if anybody's seen Penn and Teller, I am the pen. And if you haven't seen the deck sock is my teller. So the deck sock does all of the magic. And so we're going to fix this mess somehow. Alright, deck sock, how do I impress Eroom and not mess up his birthday trick? Oh, okay. So right now, the deck sock is psychically telling me how to fix this trick. So I just spread the deck. Okay. All right. Here we go, guys. Actually, spread this way? Okay. Alright, deck sock. You know what's best. So actually, some of these cards are face up and face down, which I guess would be expected. But there's not as many as I would expect. So hold on, wait. So here we have H, and then we have A, and then we have P. So before it said ha, but now it said hap. And then there's another P, and then there's a Y. What does that spell? It spells happy, right? Okay, how about. Oh, here we go. Let me slide this back for some room. So B, I, R, T, H, A, Y. Oh, wait. Happy birthday. Is that what it spells? Dexoc. This is not spelled correctly. Oh, you need to tell me to ask. Hey, Eroom, do you know what card this is? Do you have a guess? What card is this? Okay, so this is how we're going to tie it together, right, Dexoc? Right, okay. All right. Hopefully, chat gets. I was born in a manger, says Eroom. All right, guys. If anybody guessed, letter D. All right, Vanna White. Is it the letter D? Ding. Yes, it is. Would you like to solve the puzzle? Happy birthday! And that, my friends, is a successful performance. All right, E-Room, happy birthday. Hopefully you had a wonderful birthday yesterday. All right, and then let's see. So, cool, excellent. So we can mark that. Then we even did a boss trick, guys. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's encountering the boss. Hold on. We beat the boss. Yeah, all right. First time I did that successfully since I messed it up last time for many weeks. All right. E-Room says, "Thanks, Nom. That was way cool. You're welcome, E-Room. Hopefully you enjoyed that." Yeah, actually, I probably should pull this deck. I haven't pulled this deck out that much lately, and it's sitting right here. Like I could use this for more stuff. But the idea is that so I got this deck originally because a lot of younger like people uh, don't really play card games with like playing cards. I would say I'm kind of guilty of that, but when I was younger, like uh, other card games didn't really exist that much yet, so I had played a bunch of regular card games. But like nowadays, if you meet somebody under the age of 20, they might not have actually played a regular like a playing card game. And so oftentimes now people still don't like know the difference between like clubs and spades sometimes. Um, Everybody knows what diamonds and hearts are, so that's good. Um, but the magician who created this deck created it because he wanted to connect with those people who don't really understand or know everything about a regular deck of cards. And so you can theoretically connect with anybody who can read, you know, these letters. So that's the concept. But yeah, it's a cool deck. So not only so most letters there's two copies of, except a few have like three, like E. I think T. Some have one, like Q S. Sorry, Q Z J. And then the two jokers are yes and no. So here's what the two jokers look like. So yes and no. But yeah, it's a cool deck. You can do some fun things with it. All right, cool. Let's see. Next up, we have a request from Charlie's Beats for maximum penetration. The card trick. The card trick. I like always have to specify now. uh, Erum says, "Do you have two identical decks of cards, two red or any color bicycle or two?" Yes, I do. Although I don't know how many I have like immediately in my vicinity. So like for example, I do have like red and blue. But for two identical, like two red, the thing is that like the two bicycle decks in front of me, one is regular and one is jumbo index. So, um, so they're not quite identical in the concept of like that. But okay, let me get ready for the next trick. Okay, okay. I'll say it. I'll say it, guys. All right. Let me get ready for maximum penetration. The trick. The trick. That's what you wanted to hear. That's totally what you wanted to hear, wasn't it, Charlie? Have two identical. Yeah. I don't know if they are two identical in front of me. So I'd have to like either go upstairs or crack open a brand new deck of cards. So not quite there. Okay. All right. I just realized this is going to look super weird. All right. Well, it's fine. Whatever. Okay, we will do it. We're just going to do it this way. Hopefully I don't mess it up. Okay. All right, first things first. I just need to show you that this box has nothing in it. So there's no cards in here, no nothing. That's it. Okay, we're going to leave that off to the side for now, but we will use it in a second. Or not in a second, but like in a minute. All right. So next we have a handful of cards here. We've got a couple of jokers. So here's one, here's two. And then we have the ace, two, and three of spades. So first things first, I want to use the ace of spades. And I'm going to go ahead and place that in between the two jokers. So here we're going to place it in between the two. Actually, we're going to leave it face up. And what we're going to do is we're just going to show you how maximum penetration, the card trick, begins. So here we've got the ace in between the two jokers, but look, we just give it a second and that ace is going to wait, hold on. Failure to launch. Failure to launch. Hang on. Ready? That ace is going to penetrate through the bottom of these two jokers. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Okay, so let's see. Next up, we have the two, right? So here's the two. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and grab the two in between the two jokers. And let's go ahead and show you that the two is clearly in between the two jokers. But let's see. First things first, let's go ahead and once again, 1, 2, 3. The 2 has just penetrated through the two jokers. Is that strange? That's super strange, right? Okay, finally, let's have the 3. So here's the 3. And what we're going to do with the 3 is actually, we're going to place the 3 into the empty card box. So here, we're going to place the 3 into the empty card box like this. We're going to close it up like that. Those two jokers are still here. And here's what we're going to do. The 3 is going to penetrate through the card box. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you guys saw it, but look, that 3 came right through the card box. Now, these two jokers, they're now going to penetrate reality. Because look, I'm going to press those two jokers together. And actually, if you can't tell, those two jokers are now just one card. Then this one card is the 4 of spades. And now a lot of people who like to solve puzzles and things are probably thinking, all right, well, obviously there's still a card in the box, and it must be the Joker. And to that I would say, well, hold on. This is where something is going to now, we're going to penetrate into your mind. Because you're right, there is a card in here, right? Because you saw me put one in here. But let me just show you that it is not a Joker. It is indeed, this is where the mind penetration happens. There's nothing else in the box. This is the 5 of spades. And that, my friends, is maximum penetration. The card trick! The card trick! Don't cancel me. All right. Anyway, thank you so much for that request, Charlie's Beats. Hopefully you guys enjoyed maximum penetration. The card trick. The card trick. Okay. Surprisingly, I think I remember that one better than I thought I should have. Thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room, Charlie's Beats. Oh, E-Room's got a scandalous shuffling. Do now or whenever. Place 2 identical decks on the table, apart from each other, not stacked together. Place one deck face down and the other face up. Now bridge shuffle them together. Okay. All right. Well, if you want to do a face up, face down thing, I guess we could do that. So they're not really identical though, but I mean, they're going to be close enough, I think. Hopefully. All right. So, okay. Okay, guys, we have a scandalous shuffle request. For anybody who does not know, normally a scandalous shuffle request is done when we would actually have people select cards that are different. So sometimes different in size, sometimes like jumbo cards with small cards, sometimes different in shape. I've got triangle cards, circle cards here. But, alright, so here is what I've got. So here we have red bicycles and red bicycles because E-Room, I mean, if you're making it difficult, I mean, well, one is face up and one is face down. But anyway, yeah, so here, and then, so the difference between these ones and these ones are, you can only tell on the face. So these are normal. And then here, these are jumbo index. So, I mean, they're a little bit bigger. They have this rectangle. So, I mean, yes, but like, okay. On the table, apart from each other, not stacked together. Place one deck face down, the other deck face up. Okay, so here we go, and then bridge them together. Will work. Run with it. All right, cool. Well, how about this? I will still do this, but you can have your points back. So there you go. And then, oh, and then Charlie is requesting something with clear plastic cards. Something of my choice, Charlie, or all right. Hold on. That was not a good. Okay, here we go. Ready? Okay, there we go. All right, so this is maybe the first time I've actually shuffled two of the exact same cards types together. So it's just extra tall. Here's what the spread looks like. Oh, hold on, wait. Let me do hold on, let me see if I could just do a with twice as many cards. Oh, this is like way more reliable. Whee! And look, you can see cards on both sides. That's so cool. All right. Now that was truly a scandalous shuffle. Oh yeah, for sure. Look, if I had to say something about this deck, it's a little girthy. Absolutely scandalous. E-room, absolutely scandalous. All right, so let's see. Okay, can we do this split? We should be able to do the split here, right? So hold on. Come on. All right. Yay! All right. Whee! Okay. All right, guys. There is a scandalous shuffle for you. Hopefully that satisfied you enough, E-room. And if not, I know you may be back for more scandalous shuffling another time. All right, now you guys have to suffer with me separating these. Yeah, you know what would be truly mean is if you actually selected Scandalous Shuffle, two identical decks, no cards signed, and riffle them in together the exact same way. At least these ones I could separate if they were facing the same way, but like, yeah, that'd be crazy. I might have to draw the line if if that ever becomes one day a thing. So, all right, let's see here. All right, Charlie, clear plastic cards. Any particular trick or just whatever? Whatever makes sense. Let's see here. Oh, all right. So I actually, your choice is Charlie's Beats. All right, sounds good. Trick request magician. All right, so I actually purchased a bunch of things off of Amazon during Prime Day. I said I wasn't going to, but I decided let me take a look. And of course, what did I buy? A bunch of cards. So let me just show a handful of things that I purchased because they're all cards. Um, so first things first, I purchased a bunch of new tarot decks. So and we'll get to the clear one in a second, but so I have three brand new tarot decks. So we've got this one, and these two are traditional tarot. This one is actually an oracle deck with cosmic timing. So if I ever get into the situation where I want to do um, fortune telling, I think the combination of a regular tarot deck and this will be crazy. But I initially wasn't going to get this, but I saw how beautiful the art on the back looked, and I was like, "Oh my god, I need to get that." And so here's what the back of these cards look like. Take a look at this. Is that not amazing? Like look at this. That's so cool. Yeah. And yeah, they're so those are the backs, and now all the fronts. So these particular ones say cosmic timing. And so if you were to ask like, yeah, here I'll leave one over. If you were to ask like when should you do something? This deck has a ton of different cards that will tell you a time frame. So this is this month, this week, within 3 months, try later. Up in the air. It's up to you very soon. Let's cut to another one here. Happening now at the holidays. In progress now. I guess a couple of these are the same, but anyway, a bunch of these look beautiful. But now if I take a look, like a couple of them look, and I would not be surprised if this is the case, which is unfortunate. But this looks like it's AI art potentially, like this one does. Actually, maybe all of these could be, but I don't know. I didn't really look. It's made in China. What do you expect? But I was just like, all right, it's Prime Day. I'll just get it. So yeah, so that's this tarot deck, the Oracle deck of timing. Okay, cool. This one is basically a regular tarot deck, except all the cards are shiny. The thing is, these are actually maybe the least good quality as far as like doing sleights and stuff, even though they're shiny. But I was like, but look at how shiny the magician is, woo! And look at how shiny. But that I feel like that's going to be very distracting um, for doing magic. However, I think these would be excellent for probably doing fortune telling. On the backs of these are uh, they're pretty standard, so I could conceivably hide things on the back, like turning cards face up, face down, that kind of thing. And then this one is a helper tarot deck. So this one makes the cards have a bunch. They basically make it look like a collectible card game because on every single tarot card, it basically lists all of the stats for that tarot card. So here we go. Here's the Fool. So for anybody who isn't familiar with some tarot or doing tarot readings or fortune telling or something, the position of a card, so usually upright or upside down, will indicate something different depending on the card. But yeah, it tells you like the element, the planet, the potentially what it means, whether there's a yes or no for some of these or maybe, and so yeah, that's kind of. But yeah, that's what all of these cards are, and the backs of these are this. All right, so where are we getting with the clear deck? I purchased a brand new clear deck. It is not good, but we're taking it out anyway. So this is a new clear deck of cards, and so let's give it a whirl because I don't think it'll work with everything. I've already determined some tricks that there's some tricks I cannot do with these. Wait, I already opened one of these. This one looks like not the one I shuffled, so this must be the shuffled one. I did get two of these, so because I'm always like, well, just in case I like the deck or something, I want to have two, but unfortunately, this is not a good quality one. So, all right, so here's what these Alstro art. No clear decks are good. Yeah, so I found one clear deck that I think is decent for Magic, which I have here, and I'll tell you why in a second. But so here's the new one. So here's what these are, and this is what the back looks like. The back is pretty uniform, and the shape is like symmetrical, which is good. But here's the ones that I am willing to use for Magic most of the time. So these are the ones that I normally use. So there's clarity in reading it. For these, I guess I would say pretty clear as well. But the important thing is when I turn over one of these cards and place it on top of another one, you can't tell that one is face up or face down here. So they could be facing the same direction, they might not be. But for these ones, here I'm just going to give you a preview. When I turn one facing the opposite direction, you immediately know that there's one in there. So, yeah. If I turn it over, it is different. So this is problematic for some Magic. So what could I potentially do with these? Well, let's see. We're gonna figure that out. Yeah, paper superiority. I will agree. Paper is currently better, but I wanted to have these as like both a challenge to me, and I think it's funny sometimes. Um, and Charlie likes to request clear plastic cards, so I'm like, all right, okay, we're gonna try something. Okay, let's see. What can I do on the fly? Let's see. Let's find a couple of, well, let's see, face cards. Yeah, let's try some face cards. Actually, wait, could I do oil and water? No. Well, there's like one part that would not be good. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, I could do. Oh, let me try face up oil and water. Actually, that might be doable. I think it might be doable. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Actually can't do face down, I think. But if I could do face up, I think that would be okay with the clear plastic cards. That would be acceptable to me. Let me just 8, and there should be one more 7. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. Face up? Yeah, face up. Surprisingly, yeah, face up will be good. Okay. All right, so here we have 4 red face cards. And then here we have 4 black spot cards. And you wouldn't at a glance like mix them up, right? Because these are clearly the red, these are clearly black. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these black ones and place it amongst the red ones like this, and then I'm going to grab this red one and place it amongst the black ones like this. So clearly it is in there, right? So let me just square it up. And even with the plastic cards, now a lot of magicians will snap for effect, but actually how this works is I'm actually going to snap to actually kick the card that is in the wrong pile into the other pile. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Because now if I show you, all of these cards are actually black. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? And then over here, all these cards are red. Also weird, right? Okay, so here, let me go ahead and I'm going to place 2 black here. And then over here, let me go ahead and place 2 red and 2 red here. I'm going to place 2 red on 2 black and 2 black on 2 red. And once again, if I snap, we can kick 2 cards back over. Because look. So now each pile should be correct, because now if we look at this one, you'll just see red face cards, right? Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Over here, black spot cards. Is that weird? That's super weird. That should not happen. That's a little bit weird. Okay. All right. This is the only part in which we're going to have to turn something face down. I guess it's a little bit more dangerous, as we discussed with these cards. But look. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and turn. So I'm going to go ahead and swap these. I'm going to put this black card in with these red ones, and this red one in with these black ones. And this is the only part where everything's face down. And so once again, we're going to snap. And that's actually going to kick the cards back into correction, because now if we look over here, these are all 4 black spot cards, and these are all 4 red face cards. And that, my friends, is face up oil and water with clear plastic cards. All right. I would say general success. And I was like, whoa! So even with the added challenge, but yeah, thank you kindly for the applause and the claps. Charlie's Beats, E-Room, uh, Alstro Art, thank you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Yeah, even with the additional challenge, this trick I think is okay, but with regular oil and water, that would make it a little bit tougher, I think. Okay, I also want to see how a color change would work on this. So, all right, first things first, we're going to do, by the way, this is not giving away secrets of magic because I've messed this up on stream many times. So, no harm, no foul if you guys learn how to do this one. All right, here we go. So, what's that? Black Jack of, I can't even tell the suit. Jack of clubs? All right, here we go. Ta-da! Oh my god, it's almost perfect. I just got to angle a little bit. Yo! Okay, that would be perfect. All right, okay. Hold on, we're gonna try that again. I'm gonna try that again. I have to get the angle perfect, because then otherwise. All right. Okay. Here we go. So I gotta hold my arm like this. Ready? Yo, that looked really good. That was actually so good. I did not expect that that would be okay. That was very surprising. Okay, actually, wait. We gotta come back. I gotta come back to do some of these. All right, hold on. All right. Here we have what? That's a black three. Okay, it's no. Okay, nope. All right, here we go. That's a red queen. Okay, here we go. But look, it is now a black king. All right, that look okay? How's that? That look okay? All right. Okay. Red three. Now if we shake it, that looks like a red jack. Okay. Some of these look actually okay. These look fine. Um, okay, how about okay? There's all these cards that are face down like this. Oh, that does not spread very well at all. Yeah, these cards are pretty crappy. um, okay, nothing in this hand. Nothing in this hand. But look, if you just watch very carefully, one of these cards is going to magically turn face up. There it is. Three of black three. All right. Okay, hold on. We'll try that again. I don't think that looked very good, probably. So hand is empty. Hand is empty. Look right here, and then okay, that probably looked better. I think. I'm guessing. See, here's the thing when I'm doing a trick. I am not watching this. I'm watching this. Like I'm looking directly down at this. But usually how I improve and get like feedback to myself, it is basically through watching my own video recordings. So, okay, let's see how they just shuffle. All right, generally satisfying. Um, I will say that even though they are slippery, they're not as slippery as other clear plastic cards. So that's I would say these are slightly better than other plastic cards. Not as good as the ones that I have selected for Magic, though. Okay. Do you have a triple mirror? I do not have a mirror. I know that a lot of magicians like to use it for close up because it is like, so that they see. So, what Alstro art is talking about is like a triple mirror. So, there's one mirror with three panes. So, it's like one, two, three. And so, you're kind of seeing it from all angles, like in this, I don't even want to say it's 180 degrees, but probably like 150 degrees, like right in front of you. So, um, yeah, I mostly just practice with a camera, like, and then I just watch my video recording afterwards. So, okay, cool. Anyway, Charlie, hopefully you were not disappointed with the amount of clear plastic card use and the fact that I just showed off a brand new clear plastic deck. So hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you kindly for the redeem and for allowing me to show off all the new stuff. So that was all the new stuff, but I actually also have old stuff. So I did a bunch of cleaning in my office and in my basement, and I think last time we saw that there were Garfield cards. So I did a trick with the Garfield cards. There's actually one Garfield card packet that says it is Magic Tricks Garfield Magic Cards #1. Let's see. Elstro Art says the funniest part about clear plastic is that they are waterproof, but if you try and use them in water, they stick to each other. Yes, Elstro Art is correct. Um, so yeah, when you try and use the cards in water, because so actually let's explain. Let's talk about that for a second. So these cards. Hold on, wait. Did I use these ones or those ones? I don't know. I used this one. Man, I need to separate these. Okay. Hold on, we're gonna come back. We can come back to the old stuff in a second, but all right. So with these cards, because they are plastic and they're completely smooth, right? They slide off of each other very easily when they're in air, but when there is a layer of water in them, they don't separate easily. So you can't really. They don't even glide or anything super easy with water either. So you actually have to like peel them apart because like there's no air that can get in there. So, but with normal cards, even though they're made out of paper, they're air cushioned. Like if you look very closely at a playing card, you'll see that it's almost kind of like a woven fabric. I don't even know if my camera's good enough to even get like. Hold on. Can we get there? Come on. Focus. Anyway, if you have like a bicycle deck, like good playing cards that are made out of paper have an air cushion like finish to them, so they're like more like a woven fabric. So when you put two cards together, they'll slide easily because there's a cushion of air in there. But for plastic, they are touted to be waterproof, but like it's very horrible to actually use them in water. So like you don't want to use them in the tub or in the pool or something because they're going to be completely soaked. I think the best thing is if you're playing cards and at a table and a drink spills, then you're not going to ruin the deck of cards. But I mean, that's pretty much the extent. However, like I think one deck of plastic cards is usually like twice the cost of what a regular paper deck would be. And if you buy the paper decks in bulk, it's perfectly fine. Like, I don't know. So, anyway, yeah, so that is my story about air cushion. All right, so getting back to old cards. So we knew that I had the Garfield cards, but I found this, and they're Magic cards, Magic Garfield cards. So what I want to do, the queue is there's nothing in the queue. Oh, actually, let me clear that. Um, So yeah, the queue is empty right now, but I want to take this moment and let's reminisce about my old Magic card. Now, here's the thing: I just briefly opened it to see if the stuff in there. I did not really go through. If you want, I can try and perform, quote unquote, perform all the tricks that are in here if able. I can't imagine that I wouldn't be able to. All right, so okay, so this first one isn't really a magic trick. All right, so here's a uh, Okay, so here's a trick. It's not really a trick. It's like an optical illusion. So let me set it up for this. All right. So here we go. Do you guys see that? Okay, there we go. That's probably as good as we're gonna get it. Then they have these helper cards on like how to perform the trick. So where'd he go? All right. So look, we're supposed to count the number of people. Oh, these are supposed to be magicians. And so look, we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 magicians. Okay, then we're gonna mix this up, and then we're gonna ask the spectator to put them back together, and they would hopefully naturally put it back together the way that the original card was before it was cut. And now, as we can see, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. If anybody is familiar with optical illusions, there is a series of optical illusions like this in which there are, potentially more than this number of people. There's like ones that go up to like 15, 16 people. But when you rearrange like the simple number of pieces, usually it's like 3 or 4 pieces, then, and just as long as everything makes sense, you actually find that there is, one more or one fewer people, depending. And so nice, 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 says Kaner. So that is that. So I would not call this one magic. This one's an optical illusion. The one thing that I have a problem with on this one is that because the cards are rounded corners, but then when you cut it and it's square. It makes it pretty obvious. But anyway, so that is trick number one from this box. Trick number two. What you need is Oh, okay. Hmm. Okay, this one's potentially real magic. Um, hmm. Okay, so this one, they call it quick change. All right, so let's see. I'm trying to figure out what the best way to present this is. Okay, so, all right, so here we have three cards: King of Spades, Ace of Hearts. You're going to try and find the Ace of Hearts. Um, and here's what we're going to do. I'm first going to take, let me see here. I'm going to take the Ace of Hearts and place it into my pocket. Okay, so now important question, where is the Ace of Hearts? I think a lot of people would say it's in my pocket. But nope, it's actually here in my hand. So, yeah, that's right. And actually, here in my pocket, what we have here is, however, you might think that what was in my pocket was the Ace of Hearts. Oh, sorry, was a King of Spades. But look, both King of Spades are here. However, this is the Ace of Hearts. It's super weird. I don't think the structure of the trick. Yeah, I guess it just ends it very quickly. But here's how I would basically end up showing this trick. I guess I did not develop this. This is just something else that came out of this Garfield thing. Okay, let's see what's up next. We have. There are not that many. There's like five, and that's it. Oh, okay. Here's one. Oh no, I don't have a paperclip. All right. Okay, so here we have it's a single card with five cards printed on it, and then on the back. Okay. So all right. So here's the question. What I would do is I would turn this over. Oh yeah, yeah. So actually, here's the five cards. So actually, just remember the Garfield one is in the middle. Okay. So look, if I turn this over and I put my finger here, my finger and thumb on the middle card, which one should my finger and thumb be on? I think a lot of people should guess. Yeah, Alstro Art says gaffed Garfield cards. Yep, absolutely. This is exactly what this is. A lot of people. So you're supposed to use a paperclip. So a lot of people would guess which card, and you're supposed to guess the Garfield card. But if I flip it over, it is actually on the eight of clubs. Eight of clubs. There we go. So that is clipped. Okay. All right. Next. Next up. Okay. Oh. Actually, this is the one where I think. Okay. So this one I think is maybe the only legitimately good one. I think. Hold on. Where's the other one? Oh yeah. I don't really. Oh no. There's. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There's only five, and this one is the only good. No. There's six, but the sixth one is not really magic. Okay. All right. So here we have three cards. So we have two orange backs and a pink back, and the orange backs are the two black tens, and the pink back is the three of diamonds. So the important question is, can you pull out the three of diamonds? And so a lot of people, I think, would pull out this card right here, and they would do so correctly thinking that that would be the case. And I am holding the two tens here in my hand. But when you go to take a look at this, you will see that there is a surprise. Call back to Alstro Arts, Gaff Garfield cards. Yep. All right. So this might be. I think this is probably the best one from the pack, in my personal opinion. Yeah, thanks for the laugh, Eru. So yeah, that's probably the only legit. All right. Okay. Let's see. This one. All right. Hold on. I'm gonna have to read this one, and also I'm going to require a quarter. So hold on. Let me acquire a quarter. I would say acquiring a quarter now is way easier because I have them versus as a child I would need to beg my parents for a quarter. All right. So here's a quarter. I need a cup. I don't have any cups down here. Jeez. What can I use? I don't know. Oh, wait. Okay, This is like a hacky. All right, so I have this container of dice, but we're actually gonna just dump all the dice over here, and I'm gonna use the container. So that's my cup. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So look, I have a couple of cards here, and we're going to be using. We're going to be using this quarter, and I'm going to go ahead and try and push. Oh yeah, this is horrible. I'm trying to push this coin through this card. All right, here we go. One, two, three. Abracadabra. Magic word. Come on. Come on, go through. Come on, go through. Come on. There we go. Ta-da! So now the coin has made it through, and we can show you that. Look, we've got the two cards. There we go. Now, for those of you who are looking very closely, I don't think it's that much of a secret. Like when this card was sitting on top of here, I could probably see. You can see on the camera. Let's show you guys. There it is. Shh! Don't tell anybody. Here, I'm gonna flash you guys the instructions on how to do it. There you go. That's how you do it. Okay, done. All right. And then this last one is not really magic, so we're not gonna do it. It's dominoes. It's kind of like a logic problem. It looks like so. But here's your dominoes, and you're trying to like link them up basically. There's a seventh card too, but it's not magic. It's literally do tricks, practice. Don't do it until you're ready, kind of stuff. And that is the entire content of Garfield Magic Cards #1. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think my favorite one was that fourth one. Surprise! That was the best one for sure. All right. I do actually have another magic thing, but it's not here ready. But I did find it, and it is Harry Potter magic. That one I think has more. I remember reading through it before. It has more impressive stuff than this one, I think. But we'll have to do that another time. I don't feel like doing it today because there's I think, way more tricks, and they're all potentially better. Okay, all right. So those are all the Garfield cards. Well, not all of them. I guess we didn't show all of them, but you basically get the idea because the other ones are card games. Okay. Another thing is another old thing that I found is, and I don't think this was originally mine. It might have been my brother's. Yeah, I have a brother. He's like 7.5 years younger than me. But this is a card game. It's a Crazy Eights card game, and that would not be normally in and of itself anything significant. But let me just show you what shape they are in. So this is the Clifford, yeah, Clifford the Big Red Dog Crazy Eights card game. Here we go. And I know the box indicates that they will be round in nature. However, here's the kicker. Let me open it for you. Not expecting this, right? So, when you open the box, you see that they are bone shaped. Bone shaped. Not even like cards, I would say. They're like thick enough to be like uh maybe tile, like board game tiles, but not too thick. They're like thin board game tiles, basically. Yep. Eroom's got the dogs and nice, nice, nice. Yeah. So I was wondering if I could do magic with these. So, of course. All right. I'm going to put these two away because these two don't have anything on it. So they don't have traditional suits. So these are like Blue House. And then these are Green Star, Orange Bone, and Red Heart, I guess, is the only traditional suit. Okay, alright, so let me try to do. Oh, I don't know. Alright, let me grab all the sevens. And let's try and do something. Let's go, says Kaner. Alright, okay. So let's see here. Alright, first things first, we have all of the sevens here. Actually, let me move these because I can tell that the auto adjusting light. Okay. Okay, I want to do something strange with these cards, with these tiles, with these Clifford cards. I want to do something interesting. I want to turn them all face up, uh, one bone at a time. But if I did it like that, that would be cheating because that's how normal people who would somehow be handling bone cards. But no, I have to do it more magically. I'm gonna hold this packet of bones and I'm gonna twist it, and that's going to turn up the. I think hearts was second, right? Here we go. Hearts. Okay, so the hearts. Okay, so now this is gonna turn the hearts face down, and then the one of the other random suits. I forgot if it was house or star or something. It was. Oh no, it was bone. Oh, geez, this is so hard. Okay, I'm gonna hold the packet. Give it another magical twist. I might be giving away the secrets of magic on this one, but guys, I'm using bone tile cards. Okay, yeah, 7 of stars. There you go. Um, Now the last one. I think house is the last one because that's one I happen to remember. T-Bones is Elstro art. Okay, all right. So hopefully we'll see that all the tile cards are face down, right? All right. So now I'm gonna give it one twist. That should not be enough uh, for it to do anything. All right, cool. And now we'll just finish out the trick. Twist, twist, and spread. And there we have it. 7 house. Whew. All right. I would say these are not pleasant to work with. I would not want to do these again. Also, I think if I just bend them. Thank you kindly for the claps, emotes, and applause. E-room and Alstro art. Yeah. Also, if I slightly bend these a little bit, they're gone. Like it will basically be damaged. So they're not like flexible like a card. There's no way. It would just be dented forever. So anyway, that is the Clifford Crazy Eights card game, bone card game. So there we go. All right. However, in other news, we do have another old deck, and these, I will say, are both legitimate playing cards and are round. We have seen other round cards, but and also a blast from the past. So for anybody who is a Pokemon fan, you're gonna love these. I have Pokemon playing cards shaped like a Pokeball. Allow me to show you. These I am way more excited about. If you can't tell my voice. So I guess here's some checklist cards or some stuff about Pokemon stats like evolving and stuff. But anyway, and that must be like a Joker or something. But here's what the back looks like as imagining a Pokeball. They look like Pokeballs. But on the face, they each have a Pokemon, they have a suit, and a number. So here, Ivysaur is 9 of clubs. How they associated each number with a Pokemon, I have no idea. So don't ask me that. But yeah, so here you go. Round Pokemon cards. All right, so here we go. Ivysaur evolves into Venusaur, right? But then, so I don't understand because they should be adjacent to each other. But Venusaur is Queen of Clubs, and Ivysaur is 9 of clubs. I would expect them to be next to each other. So I don't know how they decided to combine these. And look, Squirtle is 5 of diamonds and evolves into Wartortle, but that's the 8 of diamonds. So I don't understand. What are the 6 and 7 of diamonds? Pidgeotto is the 7 of diamonds. I don't know. I don't know how they chose. This one says wild card, but look, you have enough Pokemon. You can put a unique Pokemon in everything. This is an ace. Oh, wait. Okay, some of these might have been the instructions for how to play this specific Pokemon game. Oh no, here's a Joker. Brock is a Joker. Of course, Brock is a Joker. All right. Okay, so I'm feeling like this is a lot more at least doable. Okay, let's first just try and do a riffle shuffle. I hope I don't destroy and damage these because I have no idea if I can get these again. But these are from my past. I don't know if these were originally mine or my brother's, but definitely one of us had them, and I eventually got them. I remember having these cards, says Alstro Art. Oh, you do? Oh, no way. That's awesome. All right. Adamski Elders. Welcome into Adamski Elders. Squirtle should definitely be the ace. He's the best Pokemon of the lot. Look, I don't really care which number they are, but I was just thinking that if you're going to have the evolution of it, it should be next to, adjacent, like numerically, to the next, right? Like that would only make sense. Oh, wait a second. I know what happened. If we take a look here, here's two Ivysaurs. That's why. That doesn't explain why Pidgeotto was in between a Squirtle and a Wartortle, though. But like here is two Ivysaurs, I guess. And Charmander. Oh no, no, sorry, two Charmeleons. So Charmeleon, Charmeleon, 7 and 6 of class. I don't know. I don't know what they did. I don't know. So no clue. No clue. All right. Where were we? Okay. Um, in either case, all right. Let's attempt to do something. All right. Let me see if I can even do normal slides. Oh my God, slides are gonna be so hard. Okay. All right. So here we go. Top card is Joker Brock. I think there's only one Joker Brock because the other one is not. All right, Joker Brock. I'm gonna go ahead and place Joker Brock here into the deck, and look, if I snap, Joker Brock is gonna come back up to the top. Yeah, good job, Joker Brock. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and grab Joker Brock and place him into the middle. Importantly, Joker Brock is not on the top. That's actually a Charizard. That's a Jack of Clubs, which we now know there could just be more than one Charizard. But look, Joker Brock is going to come back up to the top. All right, that one seemed okay. All right. Let me leave Joker Brock um, sticking out for a second, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and place Joker Brock into this packet, grab this whole packet, and place this packet into the middle of this packet. Importantly, Joker Brock is not on the top or on the bottom because people think magicians hide cards on the bottom. Pokemon trainers too. But look, what we're going to do is snap and Joker Brock will come back up to the top. Yeah, all right. Okay. Nice. All right. Doable. Okay. Let's see what else we can do. Do I think I can really do oil and water with this? Okay, okay. Hold on. Let's try and do something with Pokemon cards. All right. So yeah, here. Okay, Ash is a Joker and Brock is a Joker. I guess both are Jokers in different respects. um, okay. Ivysaur, Ivysaur, Ivysaur. There's three. Oh no, no, that's a Bulbasaur. Okay. All right. Oh, and we needed that ace here. Oh no, there's three Jokers. And wild card. Okay. Oh no, four Jokers. Okay, four Jokers. All right. So we have Ash and Brock and Misty and Team Rocket. All right, we're gonna do it this way. All right, so I'm gonna use four Jokers and four Aces, which I'll say wild card in the middle. Okay, all right, let's see if we can do this. All right, first ever Pokemon. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna leave all the wild Pokemon over here. They're the wild cards. Okay, and here we have all four Jokers. Um, So, what do I need to do first? Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to interweave each wild Pokemon with a trainer. Okay, so here's trainer and Pokemon. Let's do it again. Trainer and Pokemon. Trainer, wild Pokemon, trainer, wild Pokemon. Now, if we give it a second, the Pokemon want to run away from all of the trainers because they don't really want to get caught, right? So if we take a peek at the bottom, there is well, we're going to call Team Rocket, I guess, trainers for the purposes of this, even though they're not really. Well, I guess depends on how you define Pokemon trainer, right? But now if we take a look at the top card, that is a wild. But actually, if we take a look, all of the cards on the top are all the wild Pokemon cards. And all of these on the bottom are Jokers. I see. Nobody was impressed. So we're going to do that again. Okay, look. We have wild Pokemon cards. And we have the trainers. Actually, here's the one problem with these. The Pokeballs, because they're all completely round, like I can't have them all be like facing up or something. But anyway, so maybe last time you thought that, if I started with a trainer at the bottom and then it would appear as a trainer at the bottom. So maybe instead I should start with a wild Pokemon at the bottom. Wild Pokemon at the bottom. Okay, alright, so here we go. Boom. And now here we're going to have a trainer. And then here we're going to have a wild Pokemon. Then we're going to have a trainer. Then we're going to have a wild Pokemon, a trainer, a wild Pokemon, and a trainer. And now with this, we just give it a second, and all the Pokemon will run away from the trainers. And I know that if you believe in logic, this should actually be a Pokemon because we started with a Pokemon. But if you believe that all the Pokemon ran away from the trainers, then if we take a look, this bottom card is a trainer, and top is a wild Pokemon. Bottom is trainer, top is a Pokemon. Bottom is a trainer, top is a Pokemon. Bottom is a trainer, top is a Pokemon. And that is oil and water with round Pokemon cards. Woo! Adamski Elders, thank you kindly for the applause. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed. Holy crap, I've gone a little bit later than I intended. I was having so much fun reminiscing about all the old stuff. Alright. So let's do a formal last call. So if anybody wants to see any other magic, feel free to make a request. Otherwise, we will still do a finale trick before we leave, and then we will find somebody to raid. And I do want to update some statistics, so let me just quickly add oil and water to the... Let's see here. Boom. And I will mark it as done. All right, cool. Awesome. All right. Woo! So, good news. Next week, I will have more old things to show if we have time, because I will have more things. I actually have more things right now, but I don't want to like pull them out and extend stream. But yeah, so there's more old stuff to go. All right. Actually, let me do the one trick that I wanted to do every stream first. So let's do that. Okay. And it is the coin matrix. So here's 4 coins. We're going to make these 4 coins teleport from corner to corner. We're going to use some cards as cover. So I'm going to go ahead and cover each coin with a card. And what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and make all of the coins jump from corner to corner and hopefully gather in one place by the end. Watch carefully. This is going to jump from here to there. 1, 2, 3. It happens pretty quick. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Last one. 1, 2, 3. There you go. That, my friends, is coin matrix. Basic coin matrix. All right. Yeah, I want to practice that every stream because it keeps it sharp. It's like the only not card trick I do, so. All right. Now let's find a trick to end with. Let's do a finale trick. Thank you kindly for the claps, E-Room. All right, so tonight I'm feeling... Oh, actually, oh yeah. So I forgot to mention. Last week I went to a magician's meeting, and we all did Halloween themed tricks. And so I did. I thought Pink Floyd would be a very good creepy trick to do because everything's like Halloween themed. So I was like, maybe I should do this one. So maybe I'll close with that one. And as everybody knows, if I mess up, we are going to do another one. Okay, so let me see here. Pink Floyd. I don't normally close with this one, so if I there is a chance I will mess it up. But all right, let's close the queue. All right, and this is the time in which we'll do the disclaimer. So, thank you everybody for coming by and hanging out with me tonight on Sleight of Hand Sunday. So, thank you to everybody who came to hang out and interacted with the stream. Whether you chatted, requested a trick, clicked on the heat map, selected a card, any of those things. Thank you so much. Without you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun for me. Um, Also, thank you so much to all of the lurkers out there, because magic is one of the rare art forms in which if I am practicing magic, no magic is happening. The magic has to happen in your mind. Um, Thank you so much to everybody who came in with ZD Major Seven's raid today. Thank you so much, especially if you hung around and stuck around. Hopefully you enjoyed. And thank you to ZD Major 7 and Violet Evie for the support, for the resubs. Thank you so much. Um, and then also, if anybody wants to see more of me and I'm not around, check out my YouTube channel. I have over 280 magic performances recorded and up on my YouTube, so check them out. Even if you just want to support, you can just play it in a tab and just let the playlist run. I do have all my VODs that fall off retention on Twitch also on my YouTube channel, but you can only find them through this link. They are unlisted, but the playlist is public, so you won't be able to find each one of them by searching. You'll have to come to the playlist and then look for. So if anybody wants to check those out, feel free. Um, yeah. Let's see here. And then also everything that you saw here today, I mean, obviously reminiscing about old stuff, showing off new stuff, but everything that you saw here today was sleight of hand magic. So it's not black magic, deals with the devil, or sorcery, or anything of the like. And honestly, if it was, I would claim this anyway. So there you go. All right. And so with that, let's also thank our mods that were here. So earlier tonight we had Chan the Magic Man. Guys, if you're not following our friend and mod Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Um, and then also, guys, if you're not following our friend and mod GipsonLens, please give GipsonLens a follow. So please check him out. E-Room's got the Changasm. There you go. All right. And all right. Other than that, let's go ahead and get to our final trick, assuming I don't mess it up, and then we'll find somebody red. Okay. So I just realized I almost messed this up. This could have been very bad. Okay. All right. Huh. So guys, I found these cards with this note the other day. To whom it may concern, these four jokers are haunted and do not want to reminisce about old cards. Whoa! A word of warning. Do not place these jokers back to back. Huh. So wait, hold on. So we have okay, so we have four jokers. Okay. All right, interesting. So what are we going to do? Um, well, obviously, the first thing we want to do is place them back to back, right? That's the So here we go. Joker back to back. Something strong. Ooh. So wait, that one has changed to be red. How about this one? No? Okay. So this one has changed to be red. Interesting. All right. So hold on. Let me, hold on. Let me place this off, and then let's do the next one. So here we go. Joker back to back. Is that also going to change to be red? Ooh, it is red. How about this one? Nope. Okay. All right. So that's a little creepy, guys. This is a little bit weird and bizarre. All right, so we have two blue-backed jokers. At this point, I want to do a controlled experiment. So we've been placing them back to back at this point. Kaner, thank you for the mind blown. So hold on, I want to do an experiment. So let me go ahead and let me place the two jokers face to face. So face to face. Let me see if anything different happens. Face to face. Anything happen? No. Okay, nothing has happened. All right, so let's go ahead and place them back to back, like it says. And we have. Whoa! Wait, so that and hold. And this is now red too. I guess because is it the last one? It's the last one. Okay, so now we have. Um, Let me see here. So we have red, 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 red. Okay, so what do we do now with a bunch of red jokers? Okay, so actually, you know what? This is what we have to do. We have to put the red jokers back to back now. Ready? Red jokers back to back. Kaner says, nothing more fun than your reaction. All right, thanks, Kaner. All right, here we go. Now if we take a look. Ooh, it's blue. Wait. Ooh, this is blue. Wait, are they all blue again now? They are all blue again now. And that, my friends, is Pink Floyd. And I will call that a successful performance. Successful finale. Wow, nice trick, says Gainer. All right, thanks, Gainer. All right, cool. So, thank you kindly for the claps and the applause. Kaner, Adamski Alders, Alstro Art, thank you kindly. Hopefully, E-Room, thank you. All right. Granny Q. Granny Q, thank you so much for the raid. Well, I guess we're gonna go a little bit longer. All right, welcome in, raiders. How's it going? All right, first things first, let's get our friend Granny Q a shout out. Guys, you're not following our friend Granny Q. I met Granny Q at TwitchCon last year. Welcome in, raiders. Let's see. The Granny clan just slid in yelling, "We are here and want you to know you are loved." Thank you. I feel loved. Thank you so much. We hope you have a grantastic stream. So long story short, I was about to end, but I can't let all of the new viewers end without some magic. So for everybody, wow, what a raid. Yeah, Kaner was like, welcome in Ride Hood, welcome in Attack Cat, welcome in. You guys still have my sign? I was telling them how great you are. Okay, great, excellent. I do have your signed card. So guys, if you did not know, I met Granny Q last year at TwitchCon at Area 15. So it happened in Las Vegas. See, Granny Q, do you remember? Hold on, I know I asked you this last time. I'm guessing you signed a red card, I'm thinking. Was it a face card? Was it a queen? Did you sign a queen? Hold on. Hold on, guys. We're going to find Granny Q's card. All right, actually, while we're here, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian, spelled this way, this weird way. And I like to do sleight of hand card magic on Twitch. And I have a signed card. Granny Q, Queen of Hearts, right? There we go. Yeah. Thanks for the shout out. Thank you for the raid. Greatly appreciate it. All right. So first things first. You know what? Let me do some magic for the stream for your for the raid. But so first things first, we have Granny. Oh, actually, this would be easier if I move the nameplate here. All right. So here we have Granny Q. We have the Queen of Hearts. Now, Granny Q is intrinsically connected to this because she signed it last year at TwitchCon. I Here's the story. I was walking next to GipsonLens and I was speaking with him and I was telling him how I. And here's the thing: we all were probably all tired because we had just gone through an entire day of like walking around TwitchCon. It was like near the end of the day. We were celebrating at the party, and I was saying how I felt old. And and lo and behold, somebody looks over at me and says, "Who?" I forgot exactly the words you used, Granny, but you were like, but surprise, surprise, it was Granny Q saying, You're saying you're old?" And I'm like, "Oh no, have I offended somebody?" Like, I said, "You are old." Okay, so Granny said, "You are old," and I was like, "Oh crap, what are we gonna do?" And so at this, yeah, and then so Granny laughed, and then I was like, "Okay, well, how do I dispel this so I'm not?" And I was like, "Hi," and introduced myself. And as with everybody I was meeting, I was just like, "Granny, do you want to see a magic trick?" And so we did a magic trick. Granny selected this card, signed it Granny Q, and now Granny Q is connected to the Queen of Hearts. So, um, all right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Queen of Hearts, place it in the middle of the deck, and if I snap, that's going to bring Granny Q back up to the top because, look, I know that's super weird, but because Granny Q and I have this space-time connection through the internet and through TwitchCon from last year in Vegas, I'm gonna go and place Granny Q back into the middle of the deck. And importantly, I didn't snap yet, but we can bring Granny Q back. That's not Granny Q by snapping, and that's gonna bring Granny Q back up to the top because look, there's Granny Q. All right, so some people believe that magicians uh, will hide cards on the top or the bottom. But let me just leave this sticking out. You'll know it's the same one because Granny Q signed it, right? So that's Granny Q. But I'm gonna place it into the middle of this packet and grab this whole packet, place it into this packet, and importantly, it's not on the top, and importantly, it's not on the bottom. Not until I snap, because that's gonna bring Granny Q back up to the top. And that is a strange part. Granny Q. All right, so Granny Q says, "Still blows me away." Durkee Blaine says, "Of course, I will definitely pop in for a visit in the near future." Granny Q, thanks for following. Oh yeah, so guys, Granny Q has been playing a lot of Star Citizen. Is that what you're still playing nowadays, Granny Q? Let's just and yes, so I've actually hopped into Granny Q's stream a couple of times, but not too many times. And actually, a lot of you probably know that I'm not really hanging out on Twitch as much as I was. But um, I've popped into a cooking stream. I've popped into a Star Citizen stream, and then I think I raided into a Star Citizen stream. So tonight I played Assassin's Creed. Awesome. So yeah, excellent. So it looks like Granny Q's playing different games. Excellent. All right, so let's see. What else should we do? All right, Granny, let's go ahead and find. You know what? Let's find all of the threes because what we're going to do is go back to Granny Q's past. And so here we have Granny Q and all of the threes. Before Granny Q was a granny, um, I'm certain that there were many suitors of Granny Q, and here they're all threes. Threes representing the fact that they were not tens; they were threes. Um, so here we have. Um, let's place Granny Q over here just for a second. However, all of these suitors want to try and get to Granny Q. However, what's going to happen is that Granny Q is going to know when these suitors happen to hop over to where she is. I don't know if you noticed, but now there's all sorts of suitors on top of Granny Q. But Granny Q knew ahead of time and did everything in her power to try and avoid those suitors because now she is over here and all of the three suitors, or four suitors that were rated 3, are all over here. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Granny Q says, love it! Alright. Anyway, I hope that if this was true, that, they didn't give you too much trouble in the past. Granny. Alright, let's see. What else can we do with Granny Q? Turkey Blaine! Thank you for the mind blown. You hadn't seen that before, Turkey? Alright. Okay, let's see. What else? Alright, guys. Granny Q also, and this is all plausible deniability, I'm sure was a bank robber. But the thing is, obviously Granny Q is not in prison because she made it out. So, Granny Q says, sometimes I do Bueno Foods that live in New Mexico, but Bueno is the thing. Yeah. Gasp! Yeah, right? So look. Granny Q assembled an entire team. That team consists of the Queen of Spades, the Queen of Diamonds, the Queen of Clubs, and of course, Granny Q is the Queen of Hearts. Now, the important thing about this is that Granny Q was the ringleader. So Granny Q was the one calling all the shots. And here, Granny Q is going to tell all of the other queens what to do. So, Granny Q says, all right, you go and look in the cash registers and empty all the drawers. You go look in the safety deposit boxes and empty all of those. And you go open up the vaults and take everything in it. And Granny Q is going to go ahead and remain on top of the bank as a lookout. See, you can see Granny Q is still the lookout there. But look, Granny Q sees the feds coming, and they had a plan to get out. And so Granny Q says, hey, we all have to get out of here. And so they were all able to run back up to the roof and escape on their helicopter. If you take a look, there's no other queens here. It's just those ones. All right. Durkee Blaine says, Marylander here. I have been to Albuquerque and Santa Fe back when it was roughly 13 or so. Did a church project at Nazarene, Indiana Bible College. Got to visit a plateau. It was called Sky Village. It was amazing. Sky City. Awesome. Ride Hood has redeemed Premium Deck. All right. So, what we do with Premium Deck is that I do a trick with a premium deck of cards. I have an entire box of premium decks over here. Ride Hood, if you would like to choose a number between like 1 and 40, we'll just grab one of those in there. And we will do that. So I'm going to grab the box now, but if you guys want to take a peek at first of all, my quote-unquote organizational system, it is a shoebox. I have a shoebox filled with premium decks. 22 says Ride Hood. And in this, it's very well labeled. It is labeled Open Premium Decks. But here is, well, let me just make sure okay, and here is the box, and here are all of the premium decks. So, number 22, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh, that is a good choice. All right, so this one is also a bicycle deck. However, it is a different and unique bicycle deck. So, let me go ahead and show you. So this deck is a Series 1900. It is not actually from 1900, but it is a reproduction of decks that might have been around back then, or at least bicycle decks done in the style. I don't know if bicycle decks had this particular back. So that's the box, and here's the cards. So as you take a look on the backs, they are frayed and worn on the edges. They're not actually frayed and worn, but they're just made to look like they're frayed and worn on the back. There's like $500 worth of decks in that shoebox. I'll show art. There's a lot of premium decks in there. Yes, there's. Assuming each deck is like $10. I mean, hold on. There's like, and that's like cheap end $100. But some of these are probably like, yeah. I think the most expensive decks in here are like 17. Well, 17 when I bought them. Some of them might be more just because you can't find them now, and so they kind of appreciate. But I don't know, maybe like 25 or $30 at most for any of them. Gonna have to add that one to my collection. Oh yeah, so now if we take a look at the faces, so yeah, also kind of worn look, but they have the bicycle look to them. All right, cool. So also let me just make sure. Do we have any jokers in here? No. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, we do have jokers. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. So here's a joker, and here is. There should be two. Come on. So I've not actually used these that much. So these also feel like kind of fresh and brand new, even though they look old. But hold on, they might have the brand new deck smell to them still, which they do. Okay, let me see here. All right, let me prepare for a trick, and we will do this one with these cards. And so yeah, yeah, I have a lot of premium decks, so as we get through them, I do move them. So actually, if you've been here a bunch, don't choose like 1 through like 6, because those I kind of shove them to the front, so then we know like which ones we've seen more frequently. I should probably just push them to the back and then just tell people to choose the lower number. That way, we definitely get new decks every time. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and do this. Do this. I don't need the jokers here. All right, and then boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right. I think my most expensive deck is like 120 or so. Turkey Blaine, that is way too much. I'm not gonna lie though. I think I have a deck that's $100, but it is not one that you would ever use. So, um, but yeah, very cool. All right, so Gold Monarchs. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, I'll have to show off one of my decks, but that's not today. Okay. All right, so here we have the four kings. Let me introduce you to them. So, actually, wait. Um, oh yeah, so here we have the king of spades, the king of hearts, the king of clubs, and the king of diamonds. And what I want to do, and use them carefully, yeah. So what I want to do with these kings here is, so what I'm gonna do is with these four kings. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to turn 2 kings face up and leave 2 kings face down. So here is a king face up, here's a king face up, and we're going to leave these 2 face down. So now if I collapse them all and turn them all face down, you would expect that you would see 2 face up and 2 face down. But if I snap, that's actually make them all face in the same direction. Because look, is that weird? That's super weird, right? That should not happen. Now I'm going to break a rule of magic. We're going to go ahead and turn, once again, 2 cards face up. So 2 kings face up, 2 kings face down. And once again, we're going to go ahead and collapse and turn it face over. You would expect that there's 2 face up, 2 face down. Until I snap. Look. Now they're all facing the same direction. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Now, when I do a trick like this, it's normally like twisting the aces. And if I hold the packet and give it a twist, I would expect that one of the aces would turn face up. But since I was using the kings, that shouldn't happen, right? Unless I magically turn one of these into an ace. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? But that's okay. Look, there's no possible way if I twist again that we would possibly get a second ace, right? Oh, no, we would. Okay, yeah. And then, so actually, hold on. If I just twist for everything, so here we have the ace of clubs, the ace of hearts, the ace of spades, and the ace of diamonds. That's bizarre. And now, if you were here, we could just spread. You could take a look at these. And some people are wondering, where the kings are. And to that, I would say, well, some people think that they're on top, and some people think that they're on the bottom. But hold on, let me just push these up. If we just spread, you'll see that they have swapped places with the aces because they are all right here. And that, my friends, is a successful trick with a premium deck of cards. These are the 1900 series bicycles. All right, let's see. Ride Hood says, nicely done. Thank you, Ride Hood. Ride Hood, are you a magician? I'm just curious. Hacks! Alstro Art. Lol, I see gold monarchs are going for like 300 on eBay. Good investment. Keep. Durkee Blade says, good to know. Unfortunately, I opened mine after staring at WM for like 4 hours. Oh, geez. Granny Q says, wow, I could watch you all day, except I need sleep. Yo, Granny Q, I also need sleep. Ride Hood says, I was in my youth. Oh, well, I'm glad that you enjoyed some of this tonight. All right, so what I'm going to do is so technically you guys rated in during my finale trick, so I can't end it on not doing another finale trick. So we're gonna do one more trick, and then I'm gonna find somebody to rate out to. But once again, thank you everybody for coming in. Thank you for all the raiders. So we had ZD Major 7 and Granny Q. Thank you for bringing your communities over. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thanks for staying for a little bit. Um, Ride Hood says, had a magic store in my local mall. Love it. All right. Granny Q says, and pray for no more raids. I mean, look, if it happens, it happens, and I would totally entertain it. Because honestly, I don't do much else like to grow my channel or anything. And I only stream once a week, so I'm like, all right, I just gotta take it whenever it comes. But anyway, if anybody wants to see more magic and I'm not around, please check out my YouTube channel. I have over 280 magic performances on my YouTube channel. So uh, thank you for anybody who wants to watch. And if you don't want to watch but you want to help me out, just go ahead and just leave it in a tab playing. All right. Okay, cool. So let's see. The trick that I will use as my finale, we'll do this one. Everything that you saw here today was sleight of hand magic, so none of it was black magic or sorcery or deals with the devil. But even if it was, I would claim this anyway. So Granny Q says, "You were in San Diego. I thought I saw you across the room, but I was slow moving." No, I was not in San Diego. I did not go to TwitchCon this year. So I was unable. Well, it's not that I was unable, but so I like to go to different conventions, and I chose different conventions to go to this year. So I went to Gen Con as my big convention for this year, and I did not go to TwitchCon. So bummer, Grandpa and I did. Oh, awesome! I'm glad that you guys were able to go, and hopefully you guys had fun. Yeah, if I go back to TwitchCon, I will let everybody know. Of course, like it would be silly for me to be like, I'm gonna go but not tell anybody. That seems silly. Um, all right, so this will be the last trick, assuming A, I don't mess up, and B, we don't get it rated. So, all right, okay, here we go. We can't let people, and also I have work tomorrow as well, so I shouldn't stay up too late. All right, here we go. So, this is a trick called Days. All right, first things first, I found this weird packet of cards. Now we have a 6 of diamonds, we have a queen of clubs, and then we have 4 other cards. But let me show you a weird property. If I show you from the back, they look normal, right? But if I was to turn them over, you'll see that immediately they are weird because they have backs on both sides. Is that weird? Oh, actually, except for this one. This one's super weird because this is like how the cards come back from the factory after they have a back, but they don't have a face. But here, with these double-backed cards, there's something strange. If I actually hold them over one of these cards, like if I hold them over the 6 of diamonds, something strange is going to happen. Actually, all of the cards will become 6 of diamonds. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Okay, so let me go ahead and hold these cards over the queen of clubs. So look, if I hold these cards over the queen of clubs, something strange happens to them. We know that some people who perform this trick, they would say, oh, look, the queen of clubs has jumped up to the top. But no, that's not the case. We know what has happened. all of the cards have changed into Queen of Clubs because look, one, two, three, four. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? That should not happen. A little bit weird. But we can still see that they are Queens of Clubs right now at this point, right? However, I have this very strange card, and this is the part that's going to get people because um, when I turn it over and the blank back, or sorry, the blank hits it's going to be weird because look, now they're all blank. See, one, two, three, four. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? And now some people at this point ask to see the backs, and I would say, yeah, of course you can see the backs here. One, two, three, four. Is that weird? That's so weird. And that, my friends, is dazed. And I will call that a successful second finale. uh, whew. Thank you kindly for the applause, Granny. Thank you kindly for the claps. Alstro Art, Ride Hood, E Room. Thank you for the applause. Durkee Blaine. All right, and with that, let's find somebody to raid. All right, normally I would probably stay, but it is also late for me, so I may raid and run. But let's find somebody to give y'all a good place to hang out for anybody who's still hanging out. So good night, Crazy. Good night, Granny. Thank you so much for the raid. Thanks for bringing everybody over. Hopefully you had a great stream, and good seeing you. So thanks for coming by. All right, let me see where we can go because I'm not usually on this late. So normally I have already rated out by now. My pleasure, says Granny Q. My pleasure. I am happy that I was able to show your community some tricks. Good night, Crazy Asian. Alstro Art, thank you so much for the big emote. I forgot what I set them to, but it's not. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much for the bits for the big emote. Greatly appreciate it. All right, let's see. Where are we going to go? Normally, I like to raid musician friends because oftentimes, like music is like a performance art, magic is a performance art. There's not that many magicians, so I can't really raid into another magician as much as I would love to. So let me see here. Let's go over to who's up. Actually, the one person I was thinking about, it does not look like that they're on, which is okay, yeah. Interesting. All right. Rated last week. Let's raid. Do you guys want games or music? I see a bunch of people who are doing games. Actually, how long has this person been going on? I have not rated this person like forever, or maybe literally ever. Oh no, there's an ad. All right, let me see how long they've been going and if are they doing music. Let's see here. Oh, just got nope. All right. Okay, maybe not. All right. Let's see. Actually, wait, maybe because oh man. So this this guy just got jaw surgery and it sucked. Holy crap. Okay, we have to rate him because he got jaw surgery. All right, so we're going to be rating AMS Cellist. First of all, here. So we're going to be rating AMS Cellist. And then if you guys want to copy a raid call, here's a raid call, here's a sub raid call. And then I have to initiate the raid. Okay, raid. And then here we go. All right, cool. Anyway, once again, thank you so much to everybody who came out and hung out with me tonight. Thank you so much to everybody for the support for the raids. Thank you to everybody who hung out, watched some tricks, and interacted with the stream. Importantly, if you've been sitting around for a while and you have not hydrated, please hydrate. And then also remember to stretch. Everybody get good sleep. We know it's hard to get sleep at times like this. So let's just, yeah. All right, here we go. Bye, everybody. See ya.